everyone at YouTube, Allie here, and it's time to see my garden again. This is my 4th garden tour so far, so let's go. Okay, so here we are. Let's see the good and the bad, and the ugly for that matter. This is a hibiscus. Just planted. It's doing okay. Got some dead leaves down at the bottom, but it's blooming. They're really pretty. I didn't realize hibiscus blooms are only good for like a day, and then that's it. That's all you get. A day of pretty, and then you're done, I guess. Move around here. Look at this. It just bloomed. Look how pretty it is. And it looks like it's got more. It's gonna... Look, there's more right there. And then the other one is getting there. These guys are huge. I mean, look at that. I'd say, gosh, 10, 12 feet maybe? They're big. And the bugs have completely attacked these guys too, and they just keep chucking. These little like sharpshooter bugs, I think is what they're called. Here's zinnias right here at the front. These guys have a lot of bug damage, but they're holding on. So this is the Queen Lime something from Baker Creek. That one's just a pink one. This is the Queen Lime, I believe. So let's keep going. First bed right here. This little tomato's getting big. We had a storm come through, and I had to quick style find some supports for these guys because I had these little tiny bamboos on these, and then they got so big so fast, and the rain came through and some wind, and I was out here like a crazy person looking for stuff to tie my tomatoes up with. But this little guy, this is the last one I planted. He's finally got some blooms. We're getting there. My okra, look, okra's blooming. That is so pretty. Let me see if I can get a good look how pretty those blooms are. This is Clemson spineless okra. This little dinosaur kale's doing great. Hasn't gone to seed or flower or anything, so we're happy there. Parsley. Now this, y'all probably remember I lost my squash. Vine borers came in, zucchini and squash were gone. So I replanted, and I might have replanted a little. Might have gone a little overboard because these are all squash, zucchini, and I put some more over here because this is where I lost my zucchini. So hopefully I'm gonna get some this time. We'll see. I'm just gonna keep replanting until I get squash and zucchini. It's gonna happen. So that's a marigold, and the marigold over here, well, you can barely even see it. It's in here. It's almost dead. It didn't transplant. Peppers, these jalapenos. Let me tell you guys, we harvested our first 2, and I just made I grilled them in the oven with some cheese and bacon bits on top. So good. I don't like hot food. I can't handle hot food. These peppers are so good. My kids ate them. There is 0 spice. Jalapenos is where it's at. These are both jalapenos. This one's giving me peppers. This one looks like it's finally starting to. This is the Chinese 5-star. It's still puny. It's not looking great, but I got a little bloom in there. They're purple. They're really pretty. And then over here, banana pepper. Just one single little pepper. I don't know what I'm going to do with that guy. And then this is bell pepper, and there is one on there. Oh, and a grasshopper. We're going to see this little guy. Oh, I got him. Okay. Sunflowers. This is what I was talking about. Look. Look at them all. They're everywhere. They're sharpshooter, hopper, something bugs. They really like the sunflower, but if I knock them off, they come down here and get on my okra and my ground cherries. I've tried spraying neem. I've used DE. Nothing gets rid of them. So I figure at least on my sunflowers, they're not hurting my harvest. But all these sunflowers are fixing to bloom. This one too. I guess I'm going to come through and plant some more sunflowers. Next bed, basil. This is Alabama Red Okra. And I had some grasshoppers. I'm still having some grasshoppers. Little baby grasshoppers all in my beds. That's what's eating. Look. Grasshopper, 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 bird poop. But these guys are still trucking. I'm not super worried about it. Looks like I might have some powdery mildew going on. Is that what that is? I have it on a few other plants too. Right there. I don't know. We'll see. But these guys are starting to bloom as well. There's a little tiny okra coming. I think these guys are going to survive. Everybody says okra will just grow. It just grows. So let's hope for it. I had, if you remember, some bush beans here. I pulled them. I got, man, a handful of beans off each one. Not much at all. I'm not sure bush beans are right for me. They didn't do quite what I was hoping. Tomatoes. Look at these guys. Let me get back here. Again, the storm came a few days ago, a while back, and I had to find these guys some more support. And luckily I had these shepherd's hooks sitting around, and what I had on them wasn't important. So here we go. Shepherd hook is a little trellis pole here, and then a PVC pipe, and they're still, look, they're already at the tops. These first two are Berry's Crazy Cherry, and they are just loaded. Look, these guys are gonna be ready to harvest soon. Another little batch over there. Like, just these bunches of, they're just everywhere. There's so many of them. I got the same thing right here. Look at all those flowers. Look at this. That is so cool. And I'll get just a bunch of them on each little, look at that. And the flavor, we've harvested a few. My husband and I both love them. They're yellow. They're not super acidic. They have a great tomato flavor. They're just great. Oh no. Look at that. Man, something is eating this plant. Wonder what it is and where it is. Looks like a hornworm. I'm gonna have to come out here and inspect. It's a worm of some sort, that's for sure. I don't know. We're gonna have to find that little bugger. I don't see it. Oh, but look at that. Wonder what happened there. Sorry, I'm dirty already playing in the garden. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give this guy some attention, I guess. Let's come over here. This is, ooh, focus. There we go. How long has it been out of focus? I don't know. Sorry, guys. Italian oregano is what this is. Yeah. I bought this one. Didn't grow from seed. Phone is not wanting to focus today. Ground cherries. Look here. Now, we were having a problem with our ground cherries. My kids were so excited for ground cherries. And then they started falling off, like this one right here. And I thought that that's when you ate them. But, let's see if I can open this one. Oh, this one's not bad. This one's kind of yellow, but it's still tiny. Somebody told me when they fall off to bring them in and put them in a window and let these little husks turn brown and get dry and crispy. Then your ground cherry is ready. Because they were dropping off and they were still kind of green, and my kids were like, this is not sweet. This is not good. What is this, Mom? You're tricking us. This tastes like tomatoes. But I've learned if you let them ripen a little more, you're good to go. So ground cherries have become a favorite, at least to one of my kids. My 6-year-old loves them. Look at the little booger. You see it? Now he's in my ground cherries. Okay. Eggplant. My eggplant has started blooming. Look at that pretty flower. Eggplant flowers are really pretty. I did not know. I don't see any baby fruit yet. But definitely get flowers. And look, these little hopper bugs are on here too. Get off. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do about those little bugs. I can't. Neem oil's not working. DE doesn't work. I spray them off. They hop away. They come right back. I don't know. This cucamelon's gotten a lot of growth though. Look at that. It's shooting off in every which direction. Cool. Cucumbers are growing. They've all grown quite a bit. Let's see. I got one little fruit right there. It looks like it might grow. This one looks like it might make it. I have not harvested or had any cucumbers make it. This cucumber plant, look, I'm not sure what's going on with it. It's like the end of it just kind of all bunched up together, and I don't know. But this guy's gotten big too. No blooms on him yet. I'm getting there. Peppermint. A pretty purple basil. I actually topped this plant in an attempt to get it to bush out some. We'll see. This is bee balm. It looks pretty. It still has not gone to flower. This stuff has never flowered for me, and I've had it since last summer. Chinese 5-star. I've had a couple blooms. I don't see any fruit. They're still pretty tiny. Kajari melon. Look at this. Kajari melons. I actually have 2 plants down here. The second one is starting to go. No fruit yet. Lots of blooms. It looks pretty healthy. Down here it's not so great. Down at the bottom, but I mean, it's green, it's growing. Hopefully we're okay. Oh, and this okra has gotten real big. This is also Clemson spineless. There's 3 plants in here. And there. Look at that little okra. You see it? I'm excited about that. More of my squash. These 2. Look at that. That might have been vine borers. Man, these things are getting me left and right. Oh, noodle beans. I pulled 2 of these noodle beans. Now that they're going fast. This one's almost ready, I think. I had 2 of them hanging down here that were like touching the ground. I finally pulled those. This plant, this Chinese red noodle beans, it has had aphids and ants on it, and leaf miners, and if you name the bugs, everything except the flea beetles have gotten this plant. And it's still giving me noodle beans though. I just come out and do my best to get rid of the bugs every day. That's my best bet with bugs I've seen, or I've noticed. If I can just get out here every day and pull bugs off, clean bugs, that's my best hope at survival. Oh, these cucumbers are finally growing, and look at that. That is powdery mildew. Pretty sure. I've never had to deal with it, but I'm going to mix up some milk and water and come out here and spray it. I believe it's 40% milk to water, and then you just spray. I'm going to do it this evening and see how it works. This, I don't know what this is. If anybody knows what this is, I cannot remember. I want to say possibly Texas hummingbird mint, but it doesn't look like mint. Could be lemon bee balm. You tell me. It's one of those 2, I do believe. And then my flowers over here. We looked at the sunflowers, but let's talk about how bad these zinnias look. They are just crunchy at the bottom, green at the top, still going. There's so many weeds in here. My nasturtiums don't look great. I think it's just so hot now that they're done for. We planted wildflowers in here, so I've let weeds go because I don't know what is what. That right there is some sort of flower, I do believe. And then this guy right here, if anybody knows what this is, looks like it's gonna flower. I don't know if it's a weed or a flower, but it got really tall and leggy. And it's got these little, I don't know. Oh, and then this dill over here. It was crowded in the get-go from the squash that I had here before I had to pull it. So it got, look at this, it's flowering, or it's going to flower. But look, it's just hanging out, literally hanging out. But I think that's it for up here, the front bed. This little sunflower's fixing to go too. Let's go back and look at tomatoes. Okay, here we are at the partially shaded tomato bed in my backyard. This is in ground. And let's just start here at the beginning. Got Brad's Atomics. These guys have been, they're producing. I've harvested a couple. They're really good. We really like them. You just got to make sure you harvest them. Like, look at these guys. These guys are almost ready. You got to wait till there's just a little bit more orange streakiness in them. But they have been good producers. Look, and they're getting tall. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Most of the plants are way past my trellis at this point, which I knew would happen, and that was a bridge I was going to cross when I got to it, and now I'm at it and I don't know what to do. Purple basil looking pretty good. You know, my backyard is wild. This is my backyard. Not fenced. Bunch of trees. We have a ton of rabbits, bunnies, and squirrels. The bunnies have not eaten this purple basil. I planted through here a bunch of random stuff that I didn't care if the rabbits ate because I wanted them to leave my plants alone, my tomato plants, which they have. And they've eaten some of this. There's radishes, and I had some carrots and lettuce and stuff through here. They've eaten some, bugs have eaten some. I got marigolds finally coming up on the ends down here. But the bunnies have left my plants alone. I don't know if I'm lucky there or what, but bunnies are leaving me alone. So this is Cherokee Purple. We got to harvest one of these. It was so good. So good. But this one's fixing to turn a little bit. I see it starting to blush a little. It'll be a few days and we'll be able to harvest that one. This is another one of those Barry's Crazy Cherry. Look at this guy. He's Mr. Overachiever. I don't really know at this point. He needs another tie. I'm gonna have to top it. I don't think there's anything else I could do. We're having a little bit of bug damage. But so far they're these smaller little caterpillars. I have not found a single hornworm yet. Not saying they're not coming, but they haven't come yet. I got this cool, look at this guy. He's crazy shaped. I had a really cool cat-faced tomato, but it got so big that the little stem it was on just broke. It broke and it fell off. I don't know what happened. Let's see, down here, I think it's the lack of sun. These tomatoes, like this guy's got one single tomato on it. This one doesn't have any tomatoes. This one does not have any tomatoes. I thought that one did. Oh, this one. Look, it's got one single tomato on it as well. This right here, you know, You hear you could pull suckers off your plants and you can put them in water and root them. I've heard people say you could put them straight in the ground and they will root. I've never gotten that to work. However, this one did it. I rooted this one a week and a half ago. Something's eaten on it, but it wilted and then came back. So it's rooting and it worked that way. But then come down here and I did the same thing with this guy yesterday. And this is what it looks like. And it may bounce back. We're going to leave it and keep an eye on it. This is kind of what the other one did. I planted it real deep and it wilted. It looked like it was dying. I didn't think it was going to make it. And then it perked back up. So, experimenting. I have suckers in the house that have roots. You put them in water, they will root every time. I've never had a problem with that. And then you can just replant them. But this was just planting straight from pulling it off a plant and into the dirt. We'll see. I guess it's a 50-50. You want your soil really wet, which I just watered, so hopefully that helps. But anyways, look at these guys. They are almost ready to harvest. They look so good. And these are really good. As long as you harvest them when they're ripe. That seems to be a lot of people's problems. They don't know when they're ripe. They pull them too early. And that's just what happens, and they don't like them. But as long as you get them ripe, so far we've really enjoyed them. Okay, so that's it for me today. It's so hot already. It's like 9 a.m. and I am dying. So I'm gonna go get some water and then start my day. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.